Hello and welcome back, where we at ProfileTree will be sitting down with John Bustard, Senior Lecturer in Digital Transformation at Ulster University, where he will give you insight into what digital transformation is and how your business might benefit from it. So John, thanks very much for coming along here today. I wanted to ask you first of all, what is your view on digital transformation and why do you think it's important for businesses here today?
Well, digital transformation first and foremost is a process, and like all processes it has particular steps. I think I like how Vial looks at it in terms of how it's about changing and transforming an entity's processes through the use of communications, data and information, through computing, through connectivity, and through culture also would be a major part of that. And why is it important to businesses? I think critically, and particularly in this age that we're in, we see the impact of computing and the advances in capacities and the extent of data, in the world, the new oil, as they say. It's absolutely critical that businesses have a plan for how they're going to be moving forward within any environment, given that other businesses are going to have opportunities also to transform. So even for an SME, and particularly sometimes, it's critical that they think about digital transformation and that they have a plan in place to look at how they can evolve their organization in that.
Do you think having a strategy is an important aspect to digital transformation?
I think that strategy is absolutely central to digital transformation and obviously to any organizational kind of management, but critically for digital transformation. It's something that we've looked at, and we've looked at the literatures, and we've kind of considered the stages of that process and tried to understand a simple and clear way to navigate that. So we came up with the Easel model of digital transformation, and Easel is a nice way to think about the art of digital transformation. If you think of the artist Easel, it's got 3 legs. So underpinning this process of change are what are the key objectives of the organization? It's value disciplines. So is it aiming for operational excellence? Is it aiming for product leadership? Or is it aiming for customer intimacy? Now, it can be little or lots of each, but one should be the primary focus. Once that's established, realistically then we're looking at an external analysis of what's happening in the world. So, AI's impact, connectivity, 5G, etc. Then with that wider perspective and maybe looking at different aspects of the pestle aspects, then we move to the organization itself. And we maybe look at analysis of the internal, so that's the E and the A. And we try to understand where our strengths are, what we bring to the potential transformation process, what our opportunities and threats are. Then based on that, we're going to develop strategy. So that's the next one, S. And this is S cubed because we've got strategy adoption, strategy development, and strategy implementation. Those are big things to unpack, but let's just say that we've progressed through that. We have everybody on board. Then we move on to evaluation and control, and finally to learning and feedback. So those are the stages that we would see evident in any digital transformation process, and therefore taking time, particularly at the front end of that, to really understand what's going on in the world and understand the strengths and weaknesses of the organization are going to give any organization a competitive advantage moving forward.
What are the main ways, or how do you believe a business can benefit from implementing a digital transformation here today?
So the opportunities of implementing digital transformation are many. First and foremost, it's not going away. Digitalization is happening around organizations, but digital transformation is more disruptive. It's a major paradigm shift really for an organization or an industry. And it's better to be involved in that process, if not leading it, obviously. So the key benefits are going to be process transformations, how you do your business, as well as that, business model transformation, we see some wonderful examples of how organizations have pivoted really and developed. We also see transformations critically in culture, which I think is fundamental really to the progress of any organization moving forward. So it moves an organization away from that risk aversion and more into that space where they're experimenting and they're willing to sort of essentially apply more R&D, whether or not they're a large company or an SME or even a micro business. You know, they scale because of digital, and so having a plan for that is absolutely critical.
And then John, just to finish up, what are the main challenges a business can expect to face when going through this overall process of digital transformation?
Absolutely. Key challenge can be around the fact that without a strategy, you could be at the whim of many forces. And you know, by applying a strategic model, you can obviously prepare the organization better. You're not rushing into change. There will be potential for quick wins, but it has to be framed with an overall plan over a number of years. So critical to those challenges are often communication, you know, bringing people with you, making them involved in that transformation, engaging with them, co-creating with them even. So you know, the people aspect and the cultural aspect is absolutely central to a successful digital transformation. How can you empower people? How can you value them? How can you progress them? You know, how can they see their jobs secure in that future of their investment, of their energy and time in that? So I think that the biggest challenges are maybe biting off too much too quickly. Or trying to do too many things at once. But you know, if we think of the action priority matrix as a way to frame how we could approach digital transformation, once we've created a culture that's willing to transform, then what we're looking for is those quick wins, which are high impact and low effort, really. And obviously we live in an age where AI is offering that opportunity. So yeah, I think critical to have strategy. The biggest challenge is not having it and pushing against the culture of the organization without its support.
That is the end of today's video. Make sure to head over to ProfileTree's YouTube channel for more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching and have a brilliant day.